Hello, I'm Ken Fobb. This is NewsNet, Baton Rouge. Grab yourself a tea or coffee as I go over with you headlines and news from our local area and region. In Opelousas, Louisiana, Vice President Mike Pence touched down to visit and tour the burned remains of Mount Pleasant Baptist Church on Friday, as well as to speak with congregants of all three churches that suffered criminal arson attacks. Vice President Pence condemned the church arsons as, quote, unspeakable evil, close quote, and went on to tell the congregations and their pastors, speaking of their Christ-like response to the horrible situations, that they lived out their faith and had a testimony for Christ that echoed across the country. Air Force Two actually landed at the Lafayette Airport around noon on Friday. The vice president met briefly with members of Louisiana's congressional delegation and Governor John Bel Edwards. You may recall investigators arrested Holden Matthews in April for the three church burnings and charged him with arson as well as state hate crimes. Reportedly, the pastors of each church thanked Vice President Pence for coming and touring, and one pastor told the vice president that his visit proves, in his opinion, that God is in the White House. Now, in Gonzales, Louisiana, the Ascension Parish Planning and Development Department and the Department of Public Works will be hosting a public meeting on May 8th from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. in the conference room at the Ascension Parish Governmental Complex located in Gonzales. The purpose of this meeting will be to discuss proposed changes to the parish's floodplain ordinance. The parish is seeking input from the public regarding the changes it needs to and intends to make regarding the floodplain management limitation considerations, such as required mitigation facilities, lowest floor elevation, identification of areas and locations and elevations for emergency services, and implementation of the ordinance change. All concerned residents of Ascension Parish are encouraged to attend and participate in this important meeting. In more Ascension Parish news, the Sheriff's Office has made some changes and additions with the hope of allowing deputies to get to crime scenes and answer calls quicker. On Friday, the Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office opened a new facility for its Patrol District Number 3, which primarily covers the Prairieville area. Now, this is the third patrol district of the Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office, with the purpose of keeping law enforcement assets closer to the people they protect. The other two patrol districts cover the St. Amar area, the Galvez area, as well as the town of Donaldsonville. Speaking of Donaldsonville, the warden of the Ascension Parish Jail stepped down and resigned from his post, and a sheriff deputy was booked and arrested for his involvement in a violent encounter which involved an inmate, all caught on videotape. Warden David Dykes and Lieutenant of Jail Security Jeffrey Rogelio resigned after a violent incident that involved an inmate. According to Sheriff Bobby Webb, the altercation stemmed from a verbal argument following a contraband search for tobacco amongst the prisoners. Now, the video shows a deputy, Livingston Alfred, striking a 25-year-old inmate in the face and then repeatedly hitting him as he fell to the ground. And this inmate had to be treated at a local hospital for minor injuries. The Sheriff's Office confirms that Deputy Livingston Alfred, a veteran with the Sheriff's Office, was fired and charged with simple battery. Warden Dykes, by the way, who resigned, had been employed with the Sheriff's Office since September of 2006 and had recently been promoted to the rank of Major in March of this year. As a result of the severe weather that rolled through the Baton Rouge area and St. James Parish on Saturday, some extensive damage was inflicted upon the St. Louis Academy School. Witnesses say the school suffered wind and water damage to the buildings and damage to its roof. Repair crews are already working at the school to fix the problems caused by the weather damage. Therefore, St. Louis Academy will remain closed at least on today and on tomorrow as the damage continues to be assessed and repaired. These have been headlines and news from our local area and region. I'm yours truly, Ken Fobb. I'll see you next time right here on NewsNet, Baton Rouge.